Hey, welcome to our very delayed update video.
It's a little bit late. It's actually right about on time for once a month if we're doing it that way.
Yeah.
There's still an excavator behind us, but it's getting dark. But today we're going to talk about November. And so November obviously has Thanksgiving in it for Americans at least. Occasionally for Canadians. They're not very thankful.
Not in November though. I think there's in
There's in
September.
October, I think.
Either way, if you know when Canadian Thanksgiving is, let us know.
It's in the wrong time of year because that's what it is. But I think it was President Grant that actually instituted it as being a federal holiday. You can find out, let me know.
It was Lincoln.
No, it wasn't Lincoln.
I thought it was Lincoln.
It wasn't Lincoln. No, because Lincoln died before that. Nope. He had a general day of Thanksgiving, but it was in July.
Okay, anyway. Irrelevant.
Yeah, it's a different story. But anyway, so we got to spend Thanksgiving yesterday, which shows it's the day after Thanksgiving today, and we're not shopping. It's really sad. But we got to spend the day with a family that we got to help quite a bit earlier this year, like a few months ago. And we got to see that they're making very good use of the building we got to help them build. And the sheetrock is still sitting in their house that I didn't get to putting up.
Progress, but it's slow going and hard.
But they were in their house yesterday, and they saw fit to invite us to come over and share with them, and be in their house. And that was a very nice blessing that we got to see the true fulfillment of what our ministry is, the building for the kingdom. And that it's not just, here we're going to build something for you, look how amazing we are, just leave. It's, we're going to take care of your physical needs that is made clear to us because God's given us the ability to do it, in the hopes that we can minister to you and fellowship with you afterwards. Yeah. And so we spent like 6 hours there playing games and being attacked by their corgi, who's adorable, but her feet are horrendously dirty right now.
Well, they live in the woods, in the mountains, and
off-grid.
It's muddy on the road.
And it's kind of nice not having cell service for 6 hours. But you can't get to the point of getting to spend time with people that are not readily available if you don't make yourself readily available to them. And so that's part of what we want to update on, is that we're trying to be readily available. We want to be readily available because if someone needs something done, generally they need it done. It's not like it's, oh, my water heater went out. Let's schedule that for next March, maybe, when you have time. No, it's, oh my goodness, my water heater's out, I need to fix now. Or, oh my goodness, my water under my kitchen sink just broke. I need to have water. And I don't know how
to turn it off. And
yeah. Or, oh my goodness, I have this burning smell coming from my water heater. Is it on fire? I don't know.
Pretty much all of those things have happened in the last couple of months. Yes. Just a heads up.
We have seen all of these happen. And we love being able to take care of them for people. There's nothing better to do than helping people with things like this. But the unfortunate issue with that is that we need funding to do such. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're working 40 hours a week, that's 40 hours a week you're not available to do anything else. And if you've ever lived in Montana, it's not like it is now. Montana has been ridiculously expensive over the last year compared to what it was.
It's expensive, and part of it is also Montana, and we're not even in a lot of the really rural areas that we know people have need, because we just can't get there right now. But people are spread out. Montana's a big state. It's not like we can just every other house kind of stop and help people and cover a whole neighborhood. It's very spread out. So especially going back and forth from job to town to get supplies and back to the job, and I don't know. It adds up.
Like for an average month, we're putting over 3,000 miles on the truck. That's 5 tanks of gas at $150 a pop right now.
Not quite, but yeah, close.
Okay, a month ago it was $150. Now it's down to 125 or so right now, with the price of gas dropping.
Yeah.
But Montana is wider than the distance from Chicago to New York City. It's literally half the width of the nation. And that makes it hard to travel across. And so we know the Bible's called us to do this. The God's called us to do this. There's no question on that. Now, what we're supposed to do necessarily in that, we're a bit more fluid on it because we're trying to work all that out.
Trying to understand exactly what God has for us versus what we want to do for God.
And so I'm going to read from 2 Corinthians chapter 8 because God said to. There it is. So it reads in verse 1 through 6. Moreover, brethren, we make known to you the grace of God bestowed on the churches of Macedonia. That as great trial of affliction, the abundance of their joy and their deep poverty abound in the riches of their liberality. For I bear witness that according to their ability, yes, and beyond their ability, they were freely willing, imploring us with much urgency that we would receive the gift and the fellowship of the ministering to the saints. And not only as we had hoped, but they first gave themselves to the Lord, and then to us by the will of God. So we urged Titus that as he had begun, that he would also complete this grace in you as well. And so the grace here that they keep talking about is Bible talk for money. And obviously part of that is not just here's a wad of cash, go away. It's we want to help you. We want to be involved with you. We want to partner with you in what you're doing. And so all these churches in Macedonia partnered with Paul to go to Corinth, to go to Ephesus, to go to the churches in Galatia, to go to Rome. Not necessarily in the way you want to get to Rome, but they helped support him while he was in prison in Rome for however many years that was. Estimates between 2 and 5. But these people all gave to God first and then gave to help Paul on his ministry, doing his ministry.
Well, I think that the point isn't so much here's for God and here's for Paul. It's that they sought God for themselves, working out their own faith in fear, with fear and trembling. Working out their own faith and growing and understanding who God is and what God had for them to do, and then gave of whatever they had, whether it was their skills or abilities or understanding or money or tools or whatever it was, that they first sought God, and in that process God called them to partner with Paul to help achieve the goal of what God had Paul doing, the work that God had Paul doing.
Yeah, the point here is not, look, I have 10% to give, here is my tithe. The tithe is Old Testament, it's not New Testament. And the tithe was to pay for the entirety of the government to run. We are called to give as God has led us to. And that's not just of money. That is of our time, of our gifts, of our abilities, and of our prayers. And we need your guys' prayers. Always we need your guys' prayers. But we also need your guys' help. You can see that.
So we need
bodies to help us in projects. And even if you don't have construction skills, that doesn't mean anything. Because a lot of times we just need someone to grab things for us.
We go first.
If I'm on a ladder 15 feet up in the air, I don't want to come down to get the hammer that I just dropped. It's not fun.
We want to do whatever God has for us to do, and that's no different than it was a year and a half ago.
Or 5 years ago.
Well, I think that God has pared away a lot of what...
We're not tied to a church directly right now, but we still want to serve God. And we want to do whatever He leads us to. Even that's a dump truck driving behind us in the dark. Like Tim.
Yeah, that's our friend Tim.
But the point is that we cannot do what we do without having partners to help us. And whether that's a partner who's praying for us, a partner who's going to come and help us actually build stuff or clean stuff, or whatever other ministry work we need to do for people, whether it's cleaning, organizing, just moving things for them. We all need help. And the Bible calls the church to work together for these things. Mm-hmm. But that brings us to the other issue of, if we're working full-time jobs, we're not helping other people. So we need partners that are willing to join with us in ministry by helping us with what we have to pay for every month, because everyone has bills. It's the modern age. There are lots of bad things that go with it, like electrical bills and cell phone bills and paying for our internet to put videos up.
Well, so
or gas.
We were talking about, obviously, every ministry, every nonprofit in the country, around the world, is putting out a, Christmas request.
A get in your last minute tax donation.
That sort of thing. And it makes sense. I understand. And we could ask, we really could ask for a lot of things if we were going to, help with housing, help with fixing the trailer, help with
paying off the truck. There's lots of things we can ask for, but we know God will take care of them if we do our part.
I think more than even any specific financial amount, we need people to partner with us on a monthly basis, because
we need support.
Whether that support is financial every month, or just touching base every month and saying, how can I pray for you, or
saying hi to us.
Saying hi.
That'd be nice.
Helping spread the word about what we do. I don't know. However God calls you to partner. But that's, I think, what we need.
Also, like I said a few minutes ago, is that we are part of the body in the church, and our job right now is to do some work physically. But that doesn't mean we don't need the rest of the body to support the hands when we're doing the work.
Yeah.
And we don't need legs and arms and feet, even ears, maybe some noses. They smell bad. Maybe intestines even.
Oh.
The bowels.
Anyway, I guess we just ask that this month, as you are preparing for
the end of the year,
Christmas and the end of the year, and you're getting presents for the grandkids, or you're wrapping something for a loved one, or cooking or baking cookies, whatever it is,
I like
just
cookies.
Be praying about what God has for you, whether it's to partner with us in ministry, or maybe there's something else God has for you to do.
You may have stuff for you to do at your church more
yeah.
Some other ministry that's closer to you.
Yeah.
It's not like there is a shortage of ministries that need help in the U.S. or around the world.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. But the church is supposed to take care of the church.
Yep. So if you do feel led to give to At Heart, specifically to us as missionaries with At Heart,
it is tax deductible. 100%.
I will put a link in the description, but you can go to atheartministries.org /donate, and you can go specifically to Nathan and I for director support. You could give just to the
ministry
At
overall.
Heart
You can give to the building for the kingdom fund.
Yeah. Or to
the
Way Outside, which is the firewood ministry our friends are running. Stephen and Jennifer White, and one of these days we'll have them on here and have a little discussion.
Just like we'll have Peter and Joanna here sometime.
Someday. Yeah, it'll be good. Because God is working, God is moving, and we know that He's faithful, and we know that He's good, even when the circumstances haven't changed.
Even when they suck. Because they do sometimes. Because life is affected by sin. And sin sucks.
True. So,
God's bigger.
God is bigger.
And now it's getting really dark.
So I think that's our cue to say goodnight. Thank you for praying for us and spending time with us and listening to us ramble about dinosaurs and whatever else comes to mind.
You should watch that video if you haven't watched it yet. Job 40:41. There we go.
Yeah.
Watch the other ones too.
So,
I get the whole story.
anyhow, thank you.
Maybe we'll do a Christmas live stream or something. Maybe we'll actually have video this time with audio.
Live stream and us did not go well last time, so we'll see.
I think it was more YouTube and us didn't get along. We'll go ahead and pray. Dear Lord in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you that you are great and mighty. We know that you are in control and that you have all these things in your hands, and just ask that you would be with those who are watching and listening and just help them to just see where you are leading them to, give them wisdom and understanding, help them all to know, and just lead us according to your will too. Just thank you for the opportunity to serve, and just ask you to continue to provide places to serve and people that need help, which we know we're not going to run out of anytime soon. We thank you that you are great and mighty, and that you are the amazing Father and God of all of us. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Okay. Bye. Thanks.